right, I got the bezels in. They came out really nice. Perfect fit. The fog lights are in behind it. That's what it looks like. I did add these pieces on to the grill. These chrome pieces. They're nice. It just adds to the nice. And everything is in the back. The clips. These plastic clips are a bitch. For the bezels, this is easy. But you gotta, it's hard to explain, but you gotta wedge it in between that and snip it up on the top there. What a bitch. But you get it. You just gotta take your time. You know, it's one of them son of a bitch clips. There's your adjustment for your up and down if you want to bring your fog lights down. But that's what it looks like right there. And I'm going to go out and put that on. I did wire this in. What I did, of course, you got to wire it to the hot lead. And I did a professional job. Right under here. There's the wire right there. Zip tied it down through there. So this still closes. And zip tied it around through there and through there. And the best way to do it, I found, is that run it. Here's your relay there. Your fuse is going to be up on the top in case you ever blow it. And of course I zip tied it here. I spliced it into this other lead, goes into the parking lights. Reason being is you got a couple options. These two wires here are going to go into the car. I'm going to, you know, tape them, of course. And it's going to go into the car with this toggle switch. There's the switch there. That's the switch. And what's going to do is that if you want to run the fog lights with all your system, you turn it on, all the system will work. You shut your daytime running lights off, the fog lights will go off. Okay? Just say you don't want to run the fog lights. Turn your switch off, turn your headlights on, the headlights will just come on. Say you want to look cool and say, you know what, I don't want to run my headlights, so I'll turn my headlights off, turn on your parking lights only, which is one click on the switch, and then flick this switch, and then you'll have your parking lights, your yellow lights, yellow lights there, and you'll have just the fog lights on the bottom running. So that'll give you a few options how to do it. You can either run it, you know, where you can just run it power to it all the time and just have it on and off. But the problem with that is that, just say for instance you're in a rush and you shut the car off and you leave that switch on, your fog lights will be on. And you won't know and you run your battery down. I mean, anything can happen. So pretty much the way I got it wired is that when you turn the ignition off, everything's going to go dead, which I want. That's what I wanted to do. I just figured I'd go ahead and show you this. And that's the computer there. But I did wire the relay into the, you know, I just zip tied it to that. So it's nice and tight. And like I said, the parking light, I just scraped the wire and then everything's soldered, because I solder everything with the soldering gun, and then I tape it up to, you know, keep the moisture and stuff out. But that's the best way to do it. So this way it gives you several options how to run your parking lights if you want to run them just with the whole system, just the parking lights on the bottom with your parking, you know, your parking lights and your fog lights look cool, or you want to run the whole entire thing. You got that option. Or you just want to run the fog lights. You just turn them off. So you have like 3 different options. But I got to go ahead and start putting this back together. I had to test wires, draw current. I got myself a tester. There it is over there. Ohm meter, and I had to make sure, you know, the wattage is right and all that stuff. Ohms. It took me a couple hours to figure out how the best way to wire it, because there's no directions. They don't give you no directions. But there's your wires there, down there. I'm going to zip tie it up. Start putting this back together. Another thing you want to do is make sure when you put your LED lights in, like I just did on those, the LEDs are in there, is test them before you put everything together, because if you got them reversed, they won't go on. So you just unplug it, plug it the other way, and the light will come on. Then you know you're good to go. Because it sucks if you put everything back together and then you got to throw the switch on and your lights ain't working. But that's it. I want to go ahead and put all this stuff on, put it together. I hope you enjoyed the video, because there is no videos on these CTS fog light installations, and that's the best way to go. I just, like I said, you can wire it hot all the time and just have this on and off, like an on and off switch, or you can wire it into your headlights and have it work with your headlights and have the fog lights on at all times. Every time the headlights come on, the fog lights will come on. I didn't want that. I want to be able to run just the headlights, because with the LED lights, you may not need the bottom lights, because you got 4,000 looms of power. So I have 3 options. You can run them the whole system, all 4 lights. You can run just the parking lights. And then if you want to run the fog lights on and not the headlights, and the fog lights and the parking lights, or if you decide to, they sell new things with the LED running lights in here, which looks pretty cool. I may get that down the road. But as of right now, that's good enough. I don't need that, but that'll look cool. You run your LED lights and just the bottom lights down there and keep your headlights off, or you run them all together. It gives you that option. But the hardest work is yet to come. I got to put all this shit back together. And then these 2 wires, like I said, after I run this mortise tube in there, run them in, I got to run them through the firewall inside. And the best way to mount this switch, is the way I figured, is this is a plastic piece here. This pops out where your thing, mount it like, I'd drill a hole, because this is plastic and it'd be easy to drill that hole right there and mount your switch right next to the, right into that area right there. Mount and it'll match because it's black like that. Mount your switch and run your wires that way. That's the best way to do it. And you have to get a 3/4 hole saw, because it's just over 3/4. It's like a little under an inch. So it's going to be a little tight, so you're going to have to, file it a little bit to get it in there. Make it nice and tight fit. It'll snap in. This snaps. The snaps are right there. Right there. That's the snaps. I'll zoom in there. That's how the snaps work. And you only got to run, if you want to run, you only got to run power and power. Those 2 white wires is all you got to run. And that'll turn the fog lights on or off. But I just figured I'd shoot the video, and when it's all done, I'll show you what it looks like. Hope you enjoy it.